What are some of the questions that McKinsey asks during interviews, and how should you answer them? You'll find out in this video. McKinsey questions mainly test for the three characteristics that McKinsey looks for in a candidate: inclusive leadership, personal impact, and entrepreneurial drive. Let's explore each characteristic to help you prepare and answer for them. Inclusive leadership. Harnessing the power of diverse thinking to drive results requires the ability to lead people with different backgrounds and create belonging where everyone can be at their best. Leadership skills are crucial for success in consulting. As a McKinsey consultant, you'll need to be a team leader, helping others get work done and driving change. You'll lead client team members to gather the data needed for analysis, break down big problems into manageable steps, and brainstorming potential changes to processes or behaviors that are holding the company back. Your leadership needs to be inclusive to bring out the best in both the McKinsey team and the client team. An inclusive leader taps into the best ideas from all perspectives to find the right solution to the business problem. Your interviewer will usually look for three things to assess your leadership: your ability to lead others, work well in a team, and show empathy. Here are some example McKinsey interview questions on leadership. Share a time when you worked effectively with people of different backgrounds. Tell me about a time you led others. Tell me about a time when you were on a team and had a conflict that was keeping it from achieving its objective. How do you motivate people? Let's go through one example and a sample answer. Tell me about a time when you had to lead a team through a difficult situation. So the point of this question is for McKinsey interviewers to see how well you lead and handle tough situations. They're looking for real examples where you are stepping up as a leader, faced challenges head on, and came out with a win. Think back to a time in your past where you showed some serious leadership skills and worked really well with your team. Share that story. Here's a sample answer. In my previous role as a customer service manager, I was in charge of improving the overall customer experience of our online platform. One of the major challenges we faced was managing the high volume of customer inquiries while ensuring timely and effective responses. Different teams, including technical support, billing, and general inquiries, were involved, each with its own processes and priorities. To tackle this challenge, I first conducted one-on-one meetings with representatives from each team to understand their workflows and bottlenecks. I then led a series of collaborative sessions where we mapped out a streamlined process for handling customer inquiries, focused on improving response times and consistency in communication. We implemented a centralized ticketing system to track and manage all inquiries, ensuring accountability and transparency. By fostering collaboration and implementing the new system, we were able to reduce response time by 40% and significantly improve customer satisfaction ratings. The second characteristic is personal impact. Involving and gaining the support of others is critical to success, so we look for people who can work well with colleagues and clients from any background or tenure. Personal impact is super important for success because consulting firms like McKinsey work with big organizations that have lots of people influencing decisions. This includes the business leader who brought McKinsey in, their peers who run other parts of the company, and the employees in the business unit where the change is happening. To make sure a new product or process doesn't just look good on a PowerPoint slide, but actually gets accepted and implemented, people at all levels need to understand the benefits and get on board. That's why every consultant needs to make an impact on key influencers. Your interviewer will usually look for three things to assess your personal impact: your ability to listen, your confidence, and your skills in influencing others. Here are some examples of questions on personal impact. Tell me about a time you had to convince someone to change their mind on something important to them. Tell me about a difficult situation where you had to rely on your communication skills. What do you want to be remembered for, and how are you achieving it? Let me give you a sample answer to this question. Tell me about a time you had to convince someone to change their mind on something important to them. I approached the situation by empathizing with John's perspective, acknowledging his expertise, and then sharing the rationale behind the change and how it aligned with our project goals. In my previous role at a software company, we were implementing a new project management system to improve efficiency. One of our senior engineers, let's call him John, was strongly against the change. He believed the current system worked well and didn't see the need for a new one. I realized that convincing John was crucial for the success of the project, as his influence among the engineering team could make or break the adoption of the new system. I scheduled a one-on-one meeting with John to understand his concerns better. I listened actively, acknowledging his expertise and the value of his opinion. I then explained the benefits of the new system, highlighting how it would streamline our workflow, reduce errors, and ultimately save time for everyone. I used a combination of logic and emotional appeal. I presented data showing how similar companies had benefited from such systems, and I also emphasized how this change could make his job easier and more efficient. After our conversation, John seemed more open to the idea. I followed up with him regularly, addressing any new concerns he had and providing additional training and support. Eventually, John not only accepted the new system, but also became one of its champions among the engineering team. The successful implementation of the new project management system led to improved efficiency and collaboration within the team. It also demonstrated my ability to persuade others and drive positive change, which was recognized by my supervisors. The third characteristic is entrepreneurial drive. Here's what McKinsey said about entrepreneurial drive. We look for people with an entrepreneurial spirit, innovative by nature, always creating new approaches, products, services, and new technologies. Being entrepreneurial is a big deal in consulting. Every business problem is unique, so every consulting case is too. You can't just follow a checklist as a junior consultant. Sometimes the senior team members are too swamped to give you much direction. You've got to be a self-starter, figure out your own path, and pushing your problem-solving skills without much feedback. And your solutions need to be creative to tackle those unique challenges. Your interviewer would look at three main things to see if you've got that entrepreneurial spirit: how you set goals and tackle obstacles, your practical judgment, like knowing when to use the 80-20 rule, and your ability to think creatively and act like an entrepreneur. Here are some examples of entrepreneurial drive questions. Did you ever have a goal that you weren't able to achieve? What did you do? Tell me about a time that you dealt with a tough problem. Tell me about a failure. Let me give you a sample answer for the last question. Tell me about a failure. As an engineering student, I approached my studies with a strong focus on problem solving and technical proficiency, aiming to excel in my coursework. During my sophomore year in college, I encountered a significant setback while working on a group project for a mechanical engineering course. Despite our team's efforts, we were unable to meet the project deadline due to unforeseen technical challenges. I realized the importance of reassessing our approach to the project and finding a solution to complete it successfully. I took the initiative to convene a meeting with my team to analyze the root causes for our delays. We identified specific issues that had contributed to our setbacks, such as underestimating the complexity of certain design elements and encountering difficulties in sourcing materials. To address these challenges, we implemented a revised project timeline with clear milestones and delegated specific responsibilities to each team member. We also sought out guidance from our professors and industry professionals to gain insights into overcoming our technical hurdles. Through our collective efforts and revised strategies, we were able to complete the project within the extended timeline. While the experience was challenging, it provided valuable lessons in project management, teamwork, and technical problem solving. This experience taught me the importance of adaptability and resilience in the face of setbacks, and it strengthened my ability to collaborate effectively in a team setting and enhance my problem-solving skills, which are crucial in the field of engineering. Now here's the scoop on a new type of McKinsey PEI question being piloted in some North American offices. The new type of question will assess embracing change. Here's what McKinsey says about it. An embracing change personal experience interview will replace entrepreneurial drive. You can expect a prompt like the following. Working as a McKinsey professional, you will at times face major changes and need to make choices based on new circumstances. Go back to when you experienced a major change and dealing with it represented a challenge for you. To be able to guide clients through major changes in their organizations, McKinsey consultants need to have experienced and successfully navigated change themselves rather than clinging to old ways. So for this question, think about a time when you dealt with a significant change in an organization you were part of, whether it was at work or in a volunteer role. Why was the change challenging for you and the organization? How did you deal with the people side of change? Getting your own head around the need for change and the way forward. How did you help others to embrace it? How did you deal with impact on your organization and processes? What lessons did you learn? How will you know that you might be given the Embracing Change PEI question in your interview? Your McKinsey recruiter will mention it in your interview invitation. Another scoop I have for you. In addition to adding the embracing change question, values and purpose have also been added to the McKinsey interview. To prepare for this, make sure you are familiar with McKinsey's values, which are easy to find on their website. Reflect on how the McKinsey values intersect with your own personal values. Overall, if we go back to my sample answers to some questions, you will notice I use a framework to answer them. It's called the ASTARE method. Answer, situation, tension, action, result, and effect. I won't go over that too much as we have a video covering this on one of our channels, so I will include that in the description below. But remember, these stories are incredibly powerful. When you're answering your McKinsey PEI questions, using stories can really make you stand out. Imagine your interviewer has met 8 or more candidates in a day and needs to choose only 1 or 2 to move forward. You want to be the one they remember, right? That's where a compelling story can make all the difference. So there you are, everything you need to know about the McKinsey interview questions and how to answer them. And if you're going through interviews like the McKinsey interview, I'd like to help you. Comment down below the firm and the city you'll be interviewing for, and I will share with you some useful resources to pass it. For example, you can put down McKinsey Manila if that is your upcoming interview. And if you are 100% serious about becoming a consultant at McKinsey or another amazing firm, we would love to help you. My team and I are former consulting recruiters and interviewers who help applicants get and pass interviews so they land their consulting offer. To date, we have a 90% success rate. That means 9 out of 10 applicants who work with us land at least one offer, and we have helped over 800 people already land a consulting job. Click on the link below to book a call with my team to find out more. Booking this call could put you one step closer to landing your offer at McKinsey and other management consulting firms. But you don't have to take my word for it. Hear it from Bronte. Bronte was able to land her dream offer at McKinsey despite coming from a non-target school. I'll link to her video somewhere next to me. Okay, that's it. I'll see you in the next video.